Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sunday Journal Studio. My name is Gracie and this is my space where I find joy in stationery. I find joy in writing and just downloading my thoughts and my life and everything that I have been experiencing so far. And I am going to give you a sneak peek into the first 6 months of the year. Yes, sorry, I'm a bit foggy today and my voice feels a bit groggy because I think I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. So yeah. My morning stroke night pages is still going on quite well. I have no complaints about it. So we'll start with the weeks, which has been my health journal. And I think I'm going to take you through a sneak peek of the weeks and how it has served me so far, particularly my intentions at the beginning of the year and then now. So initially I had intended to track my cycle days like this, but I ended up not doing that. I tried to do an emotions tracker, but I fell off the wheel. Maybe I can start, it's not too late, so maybe I can start doing that again from July onwards. And then I don't use the weeklies mostly, but I try to track my follicular phase, my ovulation and luteal phase, because that signals when I have issues. Now the reason, this is going to be a little TMI, but the reason I stopped tracking I stopped tracking my cycle was I started new medication, because for those who know, I have PCOS. So I started new medication and it affected my periods, and I stopped tracking it because my periods were late for about 50 days, which is a fast, because even though I have PCOS, I still have pretty normal cycle days, but for some reason this new medication affected me. I don't know how. And then in January I tried out this fun layout of what was happening. So I actually started this in December, because the week starts in December. I majorly just track, I have a basic layout which is pretty much the same throughout, which is like, let me find a spread for us. It's a weekly overview and then my PMDD tracker and some notes. So the weekly recap just covers what I experienced, big symptoms and all, and notes is like, maybe I had a good week. That's something to note, even if I was on my luteal phase and stuff, but I still had a good week. Or I had pains that were too extreme or maybe beyond notable, so I also do write that. And I just keep it easy. I just tend to remain as playful as I possibly can be with the spreads. But then if you watch previous videos, I said that I stopped doing the PMDD tracker and instead just covered it as weekly recap notes. But then now here we are. If you look at some changes I made, I still kept a weekly recap, and then I kept notes. So notes alternate. It's like, Gracie, listen to your body more, but then also when did your ovulation start, and then follicular phase, what phase are you in. So that's what I have. And the reason I track my ovulation is because for me it's very different. I experience a lot of ovulation pain, which is it's called schmaz. So rather than feeling like an excited lady and all that, I tend to have more sharp pain, and I tend to be very tired during my ovulation, so I tend to sleep quite often. But yes, so this has been pretty much what has been happening, and I have been very consistent with it up to today. So I need to set up this week, which I haven't done yet, so maybe I will do a teacher time setting up this week. But so far the weeks has served me well. And then at the back of the pages, I've not been really consistent and I need to update it, but I have a weight tracker, a monthly review, and common symptoms and patterns. So I've been tracking my weight, but because of the fluctuations in everything, then it's just discouraging because I'm losing weight but my weight is remaining the same, so I'm losing muscle and all that. But yeah, so this has been my weeks. I love it. It's good for me to track, and I think it's really a positive for me in particular. So that's my weeks. In terms of my techo, this is the one thing that I am very consistent with, my Hobonichi techo, and I know many of you have probably seen so much of it, but yeah, so maybe we can do a flip through for the first 6 months. So I have been trying some daily highlights. Similarly for that, I think I'm going to think through what to do from the start of July, because I don't put so much pressure on myself here, but I track when I can. I just have fun with it. I track when I can. I note down things that are happening to me, my friends' birthdays, and now we're in June. So then I have important birthdays, and then if you recall, for the weeks, for the vertical weeklies, I don't do it like, oh, this is what I did day by day. I just use it as a spread for notes. Maybe interesting quotes that I have found, something, just a post that I have encountered on Instagram, and perfumes that I have acquired. So I just spray them on this paper and then I put them here, and it's always so nice to open my techo, and I'm covered up with like the lovely smell of this. Like this interesting post I came up on Instagram, it's resonated with me so heavily. It's like, you know, the girl checklist that we always have about get married before 30, and she was like crossing it over and says, when you're ready, retire with millions but you see things like that. So let me just zoom in for you so that you're able to see it. I thought this was such a beautiful post by Susanna Jallo, Girl of Ambition, on Instagram. And so I put things like this in my vertical weeklies because I particularly don't track my hour to hour, day to day. And then I got some new washi tape, so I did washi tape spread of sorts. I just played with washi tapes because I found that they were really pretty and so intricate. And then this was I went to Chinatown on this week, and I found some beautiful teas that had like the best looking packages. And I took them out and I pasted them on the weeks that I was having them because I bought quite a few. So I had this, and then there was this one too, which was, I honestly found it so exciting and gorgeous. And yeah, here we are on this week. So for the vertical weeklies, I don't particularly follow anything in particular. It's just what I find interesting. And then I just have this, and of course this is my Turning the Page 20 year. And my January spread looks like this. I don't know how to explain it. So I just write what my day was like, what happened. It's usually random, what I'm feeling, and even like just recently my grandfather passed away, so on the day that he passed away, I dedicated a page to honor him and remember him. So he passed. So this is mostly like February. I was traveling a lot in February because I was renovating my mother's house, and then I just had fun with the spread. Nothing much. Sometimes I keep the design minimal, and I tend to gravitate a lot around different colors. This was my spread for March. I stuck to blues and purples and pinks, as you can see. Sometimes I don't even write. Sometimes I just do an overview of my Saturday in a nutshell. Like on this day, I had to go to the hospital to get meds for my PMDD, and then I went to Winnie's house with my best friend, and then got some shawarma from Big Knife, and then it was a rainy evening, so I had dinner at Winnie's. Days when I have periods, and then this was I was really heavily listening to like Olivia Dean's new song with some Fender, which is called Raining Me In, and it kept saying tetanus, and I was wondering what that was. I love this spread. I love grays and hues of blue, so this was really nice. Sometimes I just keep it simple. This is my spread for April. You might have already seen that. And sometimes I have blank spaces, and I remember when reading the Hobonichi newsletter. Let's say this is sometimes just a reflection of how your day was. And yeah, I think that's just it. I got some acrylics, so I tried that out. And yeah, this was the spread I was talking about, an ode to my grandpa, because I lost him. So we were having his funeral on this day. Yeah, I was feeling some type of way, so I couldn't stop listening to Merry Go Round by BTS. So I wrote that down. I had burgers and milkshake with my sister. So I did a tip-in for BTS. I rang. Again, I do not stress about filling in the blank pages. I just honor the blank page. If we run out of words, I just honor that. So I'm never really so pressed about it. This was my May spread. Like this page, I really did not have energy to write anything, but I know I got some jasmine rice, so I just put it there. Yeah, another day where I didn't have a lot to write about, so I just honor that. And that's pretty much it. For May, the month of May, I wrote quite a lot, and now here we are in June, and it's beautiful. I'm not very conversant about talking about my days, because for me sometimes I just drop it into the paper and then life goes on. So sometimes I'm not even writing about that particular day, but something that is happening with me that week where I feel some type of way. So I just write about it. And like on this day, I'm starting to do some botanical drawing sketches. So I just used that, what I had learned on that day, and then a tip-in, and here we are on the 13th of June, and I will be working on getting the spreads done. Yeah, so that has been my two major channels, which I use on a daily basis pretty consistently. So I hope this was interesting or insightful to take a sneak peek into my world and my spreads, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to share more with you in future videos. Bye bye.